Imagine you are God, the One, the Eternal, the All-Powerful, the All-Knowing, the Limitless. The only problem would be that you can't experience anything because of your divine non-duality. What does this mean? For example, you can't really experience the feeling of courage because you know you invented the concept of courage. You are the courage. You can't really experience the feeling of fear either because you know you invented the concept of fear. You are fear itself. In the same vein, you cannot experience light or darkness because you are both light and darkness. You can't really know what it's like to be good or bad because you invented the idea of good and bad. You are good and evil at the same time. However, you've never been bored because there has always been a way to experience these things. A complex and perfect game, a copy of your existence, the game of duality in which you play all the characters at the same time. You are also the tree, you are also the water, you are also the light, the darkness, you are everything. To be able to experience duality, good, evil, light, dark, rich, poor, healthy, sick, etc. You have to forget that you are behind this very realistic game, so that the moment you sit down in front of the computer, put on your headphones and glasses and press the start button, you identify so much with the character that you forget it's a game and you are the witness behind the screen. Through this duality, you will live your life. You will experience yourself in every way, infinitely, in a perfect balance of polarity. Outside of this, there is no barrier. You are both the hunter and the hunted. The blending of two unique ingredients, energy and frequency, will produce an amalgam of experiences and feelings, the game of life, or reality as we call it, which you will realize is really just a common illusion, but different in perception. There was once a wise old man who lived alone in a monastery on a mountaintop. People from all over the world would come with gifts and visit him to share his boundless wisdom and to give them life lessons that would help them in the future on the long road ahead, full of ups and downs. After an arduous journey, a group of young people arrived at the monastery door. The old man opened it and invited them in. Seeing them cold and hungry, he prepared something to eat and invited them to help themselves. In the middle of the table was a plate of hot soup for each of them, made from the best wild herbs with game meat and secret spices, a divine concoction they had never tasted in their lives. What caught the boys' attention was that half of the dishes were made of gold and the other half of clay. Blinded by the gold's gleam, they rushed to take one each. The quickest managed to snatch the gold ones, the others were left with the clay ones. All the while the elder watched them closely. On the faces of those who had taken the golden plates was pride, and on the faces of the others, disappointment. So he asked them, "How does the soup taste?" They all responded in chorus, "This is the best soup we've ever had in our lives." Moral: no matter how rich or poor the dish in which it is served, the soup of life tastes the same. If you focus on the plate, you'll forget to enjoy the soup. Be careful what you wish for. Chasing money is the most popular sport from ancient times to the present day. Why do people want to be rich? In reality, if we look deeper, nobody wants money per se or a particular material thing, but they want to experience different feelings or sensations that money can buy. For example, people don't really want money to buy a car, a coat, a house, a cake or other material things, but they want to have the feelings and sensations that that car, coat, etc. offers. The feeling that driving gives, the feelings that a roof over your head and the comfort of a house gives, the self-esteem that beautiful clothes give, the sensations that the aroma of a cake gives, etc. This is not only true for material things. A man does not want to have money to travel for the sake of the plane he will travel on, the hotel room he will stay in, the concert he will attend, but for the sensations and feelings that the plane flight, the breakfast in the hotel restaurant, the sound of the music at the concert, etc. offer. In conclusion, we don't want money. We want to experience different experiences and sensations. We don't necessarily need to be rich to do this. Emotions and feelings are experienced in the same way by each individual, whether they have money or not. A poor man who eats ice cream for the first time in his life can experience a feeling of happiness at a higher or equal intensity than a rich man who orders the most delicious dessert with gold leaf on top at a restaurant. A poor man listening to his favorite song on the radio can enjoy experiencing music at a greater or equal intensity than a rich man listening to the same song live at a concert. If a man with a salary of $100 a month loses $10, he will feel the same sadness as a multi-billionaire who lost in a failed transaction $1 million. The feelings will be the same, experienced at the same intensity. The examples are endless. In life, it is not the destination that is exciting or thrilling, but the journey to that destination. In the same vein, it is not the wealth itself that is fascinating, but the experiences and emotions offered by the journey from poverty to wealth, and vice versa. There is no glamour unless you experience both extremes of the wealth-poverty duality. Imagine you're on the motorway with a powerful car and you want to see what it's like to go 200 miles per hour, your destination. You accelerate and reach the desired speed, at which you drive steadily for a few minutes. In this case, you will notice that the most intense experiences were not at the destination, when you reached the desired speed, but during the acceleration, the journey. The moment spent from 0 to 200 miles per hour made the contrast between standing still and moving, which gave you interesting experiences. That's how life works. The feelings you can experience in a state of affluence have no appeal unless there has been a period of poverty in your life to compare it to. If you were born into wealth, there won't be much intensity to your experiences because you're already at your destination. You've skipped the journey stage, which was also the best part, the acceleration from having nothing to where you are now. That's why the game of duality does us all a favor and makes sure the poles are always experienced in balance. Feelings of abundance always move towards lack, and feelings of burden towards prosperity. The journeys that offer the most intense experiences are from having everything to nothing, and from nothing to everything. If you listen to the life stories of millionaires who were born poor, you will notice that the main theme is the journey of failure and suffering that eventually led to wealth and success. Imagine the level of emotional stress faced by the planet's wealthiest people compared to the less fortunate. If you look closely, you'll realize that there is absolutely no difference in terms of experiencing stress. Those at the top of the pyramid are stressed by the idea that one wrong move could take everything away from them, while those at the bottom of the pyramid live in fear that they may not have anything to eat tomorrow. The same kind of weight weighs equally heavily on the shoulders of both categories. If despite the stress they take action tomorrow and have something to put on the table, it will be a real success for them, and they will feel the thrill of triumph as strongly as the prosperous will if they have another successful day when they have not made a wrong move, thus preserving their wealth and status. Emotionally, they will experience exactly the same feelings. We can say that success and failure, wealth and poverty are closely related to a person's ability to tolerate stress. The higher the stress tolerance, the higher one moves towards the top of the pyramid, and the lower the stress tolerance, the lower one moves towards the bottom of the pyramid. There is a relativity in this regard too. The richest man in a tribe has his own whalebone knife as a fortune and is respected and considered by his tribe to be the most wealthy. If we transpose this to our civilization, he will be the poorest. The reality is that every man in this life will experience both feelings equally. He will have times when he feels ruined and times when he feels like a magnate, no matter how much money he has in his wallet. A homeless man who begs and receives a few days more money than usual can experience in those moments exactly the same feelings of opulence that the most grandiose man on the planet experiences when he makes $1 billion transaction. In terms of their inner feelings and experiences, they will feel the same. In conclusion, whether you have money or not, in this game you will certainly feel both rich and poor at exactly the right time.